Hey, good morning, Joe. This is a quick demo video for you for your Solo Sabers Coda Saber installed with my brass chamber add-on. I'm going to go over my desk, show you what I did to this guy. Let me know if it makes sense, and I'll get this out in the mail to you first thing on Monday. Thanks, man. All right, Joe, got your Solo Sabers Coda here. Thank you so much for grabbing one of these from me, and then I sent it to you clean. You weathered it. I thought you did a fantastic job with it, and then you sent it back for an install. You're the first person I see to do something like this. I was thinking I wanted to do something with this bar, but you actually went and you put like a spring on it, which I thought was really cool. All right, it is a 2-button setup, so your top switch up here is going to be power. Your back down here will be auxiliary. You went through and you put some mesh in there, like some copper mesh. I thought that looked really cool as well. All right, you've got a KR Sabers lit PCB. I did bore this out for a 1-inch blade for you. Typically this saber is designed for a 7/8" blade. That did make your blade retention screw just a tad longer. I didn't shave it down. All right, that's something that you can do if you want. I chose not to do that, but that is your blade retention tool. To get to your chassis, what you want to do is unscrew your handle. You had opted for my crystal chamber add-on, so I've had this sitting here waiting for you to weather the saber and bring it back to me. But this is the crystal chamber. You got a quartz crystal in there. The brass has been all weathered up. You got a Proffie V3 here, easy access to your SD card and your micro USB. You got a kill switch right here in front of the board. It is a removable battery setup. Spring side is the negative side of your battery. I have had some people, I don't know that I've ever explained this, but I've had some people kind of bring up, especially my buddy Tim, that I put the spring on this side. And there is a reason for that. So there's a few reasons for that. One is because I like to typically run the positive side of the battery to the kill switch whenever I can. Does it matter which side has the kill switch? No, it doesn't, but it just makes me feel better, and that's just kind of how I install when I can. Also, like the most important reason I do this is because when you're putting a battery in, like I'll put the battery in very carefully. I'll hold the chassis in, I'll slap the battery in like this. Most people, that haven't installed a million Sabers and do this all day long, they'll probably just open this guy up, take this battery and just slap it in like that, all right? When you do that, you're putting all the pressure up against that spring, because I do make these battery compartments a little tight so it holds the battery without falling out. But you're putting all the pressure up against that spring. I want the pressure to go this way, so it's pushing up against where I put the chassis in. Even though the chassis has 2 retention screws here on this particular saber, there are a lot of sabers out there where sometimes you have to E6000 the chassis into place, or you just have 1 retention screw. There's a whole myriad of different situations that come up with the different sabers that I've installed, that I just like putting the pressure this way instead of holding it like this, pushing the pressure this way up against the spring, because I feel like it puts a lot of pressure up away from the saber. And especially if you have a chassis E6000 in, over time, if you're keep pushing the battery this way and you're forcing it this way, you could essentially loosen the chassis. So that is a long explanation about why I put the spring over here, but there is a method to the madness. But anyway, when you get the battery in, also it's important to say that not either way is right or wrong. It's just a matter of preference. That's what I like to do. All right, but coming over here, we'll flip the switch. You're running the Coda sound font that my good friend Keenan over at KSith made for this saber. So I've got this doing a heartbeat. You've got a slow scroll here underneath the copper mesh. We'll hit power. This will ramp up faster. Of course, your crystal will go solid to match your blade. And you've got twist off. All right, so that's what the chamber looks like with the saber, or the handle off rather. Come over here and screw this on. Hit power. Auxiliary. Let's put a blade in. All right, so 1-inch diameter blade. Let's back this out of the blade socket. You don't have to take it out all the way. You do need to make sure it's backed out though. Put our blade in. I did make the blade socket snug, so this is pretty much like a brand new 1-inch blade. I made it snug. If I were to use an old blade like this sanded blade, it would go right in, but you mentioned actually using this for a saber guild and fighting, so I didn't want you to have any type of movement up here that wasn't necessary. All right, but we'll hit power. Time. And twist off. All right, so we'll take the blade out here. Very easy to do. Put this back in so it doesn't loosen up during shipment. We'll come over here and then take our handle off. Turn this guy on one more time. Flip it off with the kill switch and it kills power. All right, when you're done, you might need something flat. I just put it in here, the positive side over here by the speaker. Pop your battery out just like that. But Joe, that is how you use your Coda Saber with the brass chamber add-on. Please let me know if you have any questions. Sunday today, so I'll get this out in the mail to you first thing Monday. Thank you.